the cosmic inheritance and the cosmic desiderata. The ultimate and supreme formula of unity for the human race is first, that they came from the same source. Second, that they will go back to the same place from where they came. And third, that they have the same goal in life, to merge with Brahma. There is no exception to this rule, nor is there any alternative for human beings. The Vedas also support the above about the origin of human race. First, that all humans came from the same source. Second, that they have taken roots and established themselves in the same stratum. And third, that the same source is the ultimate goal for human beings, and that source is Brahma, and he is to be known and understood. Tantra repeats the same doctrine. From one, there have originated many. That is why that one is called Brihat. Brihat is one which is very big and cannot be measured or fathomed. The Himalayas, though very big, cannot be called Brihat because they can be measured. From the word Brihat came the word Brahma. Brahma means the entity who is Brihat. And one who thinks about Brahma becomes Brihat oneself. In other words, the meaning of the word Brahma is to make somebody else big. It is not that he is great, and that is why he is Brahma. Rather, he is Brahma because he has the capacity to make everybody else great. Now, the original question, why that one became many? Or why many came out of one source? The answer is beyond the human imagination. The power of imagination of human being and the capacity to think get lost when internal or external projection of the human mind do not find a ground to stand on or to sustain them. So, an entity which remains beyond the domain of human mind cannot be understood or probed. The Shastras, scriptures, describe this helpless condition as a deficiency or failure of non attendance or non penetration. That is, how can the mind evaluate a thing if it cannot penetrate into an object to grasp the central idea of the object? In other words, what goes beyond the reach, beyond the sphere of the mind, and cannot be described can be compared to bliss. The Gyan Yoga approach. If happiness and sorrow are felt within the capacity of the mind, they can be explained. Feelings of something beyond the reach of mind are a perception of something inexpressible. That is why philosophers, Jnana yogis do not find an answer to the question why one Brahma entity became many. Why is there no answer? Because all logical arguments are made within the sphere of mind. That is why learned persons do not find an answer. The Karma Yoga approach. Persons who are karmis, practicing selfless action, also try to find an answer, but their capacities are also very, very limited. Because action is nothing but the relative change of position of an object. And this relative positional change is possible only when it occurs within the jurisdictions of the five fundamental factors. Otherwise, it is difficult to bring about the change. In the mental sphere, a positional change does occur, but to witness that change, some entity must be present there to act as a witness or as a surveyor. Also, with it, there should be a temporal knowledge or factor, as well as the knowledge of time. So, in the crude world and in the five elemental manifestation, the karmi cannot find the answer to why Brahma created the universe. The answer is elusive in the mental sphere also, because having mental activities beyond the jurisdiction of the ectoplasmic structure is not possible, and also it is very difficult to move within the ectoplasmic arena. So there is no answer for karmis either. The Bhakti Yoga approach. They remain now the bhaktas, the devotees. A devotee neither bothers about yajna, ritual sacrifice, nor cares about the root cause of action. A bhakta does his or her job, his or her duty, that much and nothing more. A bhakta is a simple and straightforward person who does not get involved in intricacies. He or she only understands the simple things and says, "My Lord was alone." All of you understand how painful it is to live alone for years and years. The same for my Lord also. Was he not alone when there was no universe, no expression, no creation? Nobody can understand that condition. Nobody can give an answer. What kind of situation was it? Unthinkable. My Lord was in that condition. Therefore, to amuse himself, he created this Jagat, universe, to play with his children, to kill his loneliness. There is no other answer than this. So the Bhuma, cosmos numerically and abundantly became many. The Father of the universe, the one and only Parampita, is playing with his innumerable children, remaining himself with them. This is his Leela, sport. The Leela may appear painful to many and delightful to others, but this Leela is a great play in which everybody is playing or want to play a happy part, but some must play a sorrowful part also. Otherwise, a drama does not become interesting. So, in this world of his, Brahma is staging a big play. Whenever he wants, he will call us nearer to him, will make us merge in him. This is his drama. So everybody must remember to play their different parts in his drama. Actually, nobody is miserable or wretched, and nobody is blessed. Nobody is wise, nobody is a stupid fool. Everyone has to play his or her part and nothing more. Whoever can remember this will suffer no sorrows and will not be overwhelmed with happiness either. This is the cosmic inheritance or cosmic heritage. Everybody came from the same source. Nobody is inferior to others. Nobody is small. Nobody is untouchable. Nobody is superior in caste. All are equal. All are brothers and sisters, coming from the same parentage, originating from the same source. If one believes in the caste system, it means he or she does not have any faith in Parampurus, Supreme Father, because children from one and the same father cannot have different castes. So, one who believes in Parampita cannot agree with the caste system and vice versa. Those cunning persons who created caste distinction in the past did it to serve their own vested interest. From here starts the circumambulation. To where can one go if one emerges from that one Brahma entity? When there exists nothing outside the realm of Brahma, can he ask anybody to go out, to get out of his realm? Can Parampurus say that because he does not like so and so, because that person is a scoundrel, that person should be driven out? Where will that person go? He does not reside outside of him. He can never be outside of Parampurus. You are telling me to get out? Very well, but tell me, show me the place where I shall go and reside. Wherever I go, I shall be within you. for nothing exists beyond you. If you cannot tell me or show me where I shall go, then please do me a favor. Kindly change your name so that you do not remain omnipotent and omnipresent, so that you will be a limited entity, so that we can exist outside of you. Please change your name from infinite entity. The speak Chandidasa. You say that you are Adinatha. First Lord, you say that you are Adinatha. So where do I stand between the Adi and the Anadi? Are you not my Natha also, my Lord? So to rescue me, to give me deliverance, is it not your bounden duty? Must you not do your duty? In the sphere of thinking, the rule is that both centripetal and centrifugal forces act in their special respective circumstances. Similarly, about the power of Parampurus, it has been said, Shakti Sa Sivasya Shakti. Shakti, the operative principle, is the Shakti force of Shiva, the cognitive principle. If there is any power, any force, it is Shiva's. And Shakti acts in two ways, Vidya and Avidya, centripetal and centrifugal, in relation to the nucleus consciousness. So you will have to agree that nothing can go beyond or can stay beyond Parampurus. Everything is revolving around Parampurus, keeping him stationed in the center. Sometimes the radius of a thing revolving around him is a long one, sometimes the radius is small. There are different sanskaras, mental reactive momenta, for each thought. Human structures are also different according to the domination of their sanskaras. So, all creatures with all their body structures, sanskaras, occupations, livelihoods, and mentalities are revolving around Brahma. This movement or revolution around Brahma lasts as long as one thinks that one and one's Lord are separate entities. But as soon as one thinks and understands that this is not the case, that they are not separate, rather one is like a drop of water in the ocean, they will merge and will become one. This is the rule of his creation. But when does this become possible? It becomes possible only when the Lord showers his grace, when he favors one. Then only does one acquire the qualification, the chance, and the necessary training to rush and merge into him. Whoever evolves this wish to merge into him, Parampurus in the form of Sadguru, brings that person up and teaches that person, trains that person how to take a step to move forward towards Parampurus and to merge in him. The arts, the rules of how to merge into Brahma are also known to no one except Parampurus. So it is he who teaches aspirants as Sadguru. There is no alternative to this. Cosmic inheritance and cosmic desiderata. So this coming and going is called cosmic inheritance and cosmic desiderata. The word desiderata was used in the plural sense. So I find that in the cosmological order of the universe, the nucleus of Brahma Chakra is singular and one only. There can be no two, no more than one. So desideratum should be the proper word and not desiderata, because the aim is singular, the goal is one. There can be no two aims or goals. One must have a one-track mind. To have two minds is to invite disaster, to invite death, to destroy oneself. This originating and returning from and to Brahma and remaining in the Brahmic sphere in between are all Leelas of Brahma, Leelas between the little ones and the big one. Here, the little ones should always bear in mind that no matter how small one is a part and parcel of Brahma. In his or her small cranium, the human being has a brain, his or her grey matter, by which one is able to think. But how much capacity does the brain have? Now, in special cases, human beings are found to possess the memory of their previous birth, which can be termed non-cerebral memory. But in ordinary condition, human thinking is done and memory is preserved with the help of the brain within the cranium. In other words, the feelings are created by the nerves. But what can a human being achieve with his or her small brain and grey matter in a small cranium with a bunch of nerve fibers? So, can the power of the human being be compared with that of Vidhata, the Creator? There cannot be any comparison, nor can any comparison be thought of. From his or her small brain, a person draws one's little intelligence and one's little power of memory. A person passed his MA examination 10 years ago. Ask that person a question today, and he or she will, in all probability, fail to give a correct answer. Now, the only asset that person possesses is his or her educational certificate. He or she has no other property. This is the ultimate and measurable capacity of a person who boasts of his or her great intelligence. What a strange thing to claim! Parampurush is the source of all wisdom and the seed of that wisdom. He has implanted in all the inanimate objects of his creation to enable them to develop it in proper time and to emerge as jivas, living beings. Again, these jivas become mentally transformed as their intellect develops through culture and through class and cohesion. So, it is not proper for human beings to go in for argument about godly affairs because the capacities of human beings are very meager. How much, how far can a person observe with his two eyes? How far will his vision penetrate? Very little. But Brahma, in whose consciousness the whole universe is vibrating, Brahma, who can see through all the things of the universe and can read all the thoughts in all the hearts, is there anything which can be concealed from him? So it is better not to have the audacity to compare the atom to Bhuma or to liken the Jiva to Parampurush. Parampurush has 1,000 feet. If you want to go to Calcutta in a person, it will require time for you to reach there, but mentally you can land in Calcutta in no time. Now, for Brahma, in whose mind and consciousness the entire universe is created and situated, for Brahma to move from one place to another place in his own created universe does not require any time. Brahma can move anywhere, anytime, at will within a twinkling of an eye. That is why it is said that Brahma has 1,000 feet. Brahma does not have to move or shift from here and there. He has his feet planted in every nook and corner. Brahma exists everywhere. He is the omnipresent entity. Brahma is everywhere, in every pore, in every atom he exists. Not only that, he exists in the subtler expression which develop over and above the elemental entity. He exists in the psychic world and also in the central stratum of an object. He has his seat in every adhisthana, abode of a pervasive nature, where the mind is centered, because the mind is being controlled from this center. Brahma also stays beyond the reach of the mind. He is out of the reach of the crude world. Salvation and emancipation depends entirely on his compassion and mercy. Human beings do not have any say or choice in the matter. Also, no justification can be sought for because the rules of justification work within the limited jurisdiction of the mind. Human beings cannot think or go beyond that limit. Brahma's seat is in the thousand petaled lotus chakra from where he controls. The distance of this chakra from the other chakras, that is, from the next lower chakra, can be measured with 10 fingers. That is, it has been said, Atyastha Dasam Gulam. Over and over this chakra, another Dasam Gula, 10 finger width, a seat is there which is also being controlled by Brahma. So, in the universe, there is nothing that Brahma does not control or cover. In you, Brahma is lying asleep. If by doing sadhana you arouse yourself, he will also be awakened. Then Jiva, unit being, and Shiva, infinite consciousness, will merge and become one. Param Purush knows everything. He knows all. He does not have to learn things by reading books. He does not have to remember. He does not need to understand. We learn to forget, but Param Purush does not. What is knowing? It is subjectivization of the external objectivity. This is Jnana Prakran, the means of attaining knowledge. Outside Brahma, there is nothing. Therefore, subjectivization of the external objectivity does not arise in his case because everything is internal for him. Everything is based on him. He is the basis of everything, so he does not have to learn anything from books. Is it only in Vaikuntha, above the seven lokas, where one will find Brahma? No, Brahma exists everywhere. He is in Vaikuntha, but for that matter, he is in hell also. He is omnipresent. There is no object in which he does not exist. In order to preserve one's existence, his closeness is necessary and required. If a sinner laments that God is not looking at him, he is making a mistake. God is with everybody. As soon as one will cry and shout, "Oh God, take me on your lap," God will then and there take the person up on his lap, rub off the dust and say, "Come, I am taking off the dust of your sins." So, under no circumstances should human beings think that they are staying away from Parampurush, because staying away from his children is against the nature of Brahma. I have repeatedly said that it is not befitting for anyone to say that God shows compassion on some particular persons only and not on oneself. One who says this has an umbrella of ego spread over his or her head, that person is receiving God's compassion all right, but the compassion is not touching or drenching the person because of the barrier of that egoistic umbrella. To feel the love of God, throw away that umbrella of pride by doing sadhana. So, in conclusion, what do we get? The main formula is that we came from the same source, we came from the same unit, and that unit is Param Purush. So, between human and human, no difference, no distinction can be accepted. Acceptance of such discrimination would be like going against the wish of Param Purush, would be to act like Danavas, demons. Such Danavas should not be tolerated by human beings. Param Purush is the shelter and existence of everybody. So it is the duty of humankind to utilize properly and collectively all the things that Param Purush has provided for human beings. Humanity must proceed to fulfill its ultimate aim of joining with Param Purusha, by helping each other. There lies the fulfillment, the gratification that is Paramartha, that is Parama To do this, to achieve this goal, humans are born. If one does not do this duty, then one cannot be called a human being because a life without dharma is a life worse than that of an animal. श्री श्री आनंद मूर्ति जी परम पिता बाबा की जय।